In this video, we are going to learn how you can create a quiz using LearnDash. Let's get started. First, you need the LearnDash WordPress plugin installed and activated on your site. You can get LearnDash from the link in this video's description. LearnDash has multiple pricing plans, so get the plan that suits your requirements. So we have logged into our LearnDash powered WordPress website. Now to create a quiz for a course, first we need a course. So we're going to go to LearnDash and click on courses. And these are some of the courses that we have. And if you guys want to learn how to create an e-learning site using LearnDash, we have a video tutorial on that topic. We'll put the link in the video description so you can learn more. We can add a quiz to our existing course, or we can create a new course. So we're going to add a new course. And first, we are going to add a course title. So just for this demonstration purpose, we are naming our course Improve Your English Knowledge. So this will be a course on the English subject. And then we can add some course content over here. Alright, so we added some course content. If you want, you can also add images over here. Next, we have to move on to the builder, and this is where we can create our course. Now, if you guys want to learn how to create courses in LearnDash, we already have tutorials on that topic. We'll put the link of those tutorials in the video description so you guys can learn more. But for now, let's just add a few lessons. Okay, we created some sections and added some lessons. Now, to add a question or a quiz to any of these lessons, what we simply need to do is expand this. And here we can either add new topics or we can directly add new quiz. So we are going to click on new quiz and we're going to call it lesson 1 quiz. Now, before we continue, what we are going to do is click on save as draft to save our progress. And now we're going to hover our mouse over this quiz. And over here, we're going to hit edit. Now this is going to take us to the quiz builder of LearnDash. And this is where you can add your quiz content. So we're going to add a little bit of text over here. Okay, so we added some text. So this is where you can actually add your question description. Over on the right side, you can see there's a quiz tab over here. If we click on it, you can add a featured image for your question. So if we click over here, you can add an image from your media library, or you can click on the upload files tab over here. Click on select files and upload an image from your computer. So we've added a simple featured image just for this demonstration. Now this image was added by the starter site that we imported using Cadence. Now to actually move on to the builder, what we're going to do is click on this tab over here that says builder. And over here you can see there are no questions to this quiz. So to start adding quiz, first we're going to click on this new question over here and it will ask us to enter a title. So let's go ahead and add a title. Now this question has been added. To expand this, we're simply going to click on this arrow over here and it's going to expand the question. Now note that this is not the question itself, it's just the title of the question. So you can add whatever you want. Okay. Now this is where you will place your question. Now before you start adding your question, there's an important decision you have to make is what kind of question or what type of question you are going to make. So from this drop down, if we click over here, you can see there are a couple of choices over here, such as the single choice, multiple choice, free choice, sorting choice, matrix sorting choice, fill in the blanks, assessment, essay, open answer. So these are all the categories or types of questions that you can create in LearnDash. We're going to go through all of these question types or question categories and explain how these work. So we're going to start with the single choice. So the single choice question, what will happen here, you'll ask a question over here and then you will have the chance to insert as many options as you want. And from all those options, there will be one correct answer. So let's put this to the test and add a question so you can see how this works. To add a question, we're going to click on this pencil icon over here, and it's going to open up this section where you can add your text. You can add headings, you can make your text bold, italic. You can also add links or remove links from here. So we're going to simply add a basic question. Which sentence is grammatically correct? So this is our question. Now we are simply going to click on save, and this is now our question. Now we need to add options or answers to this question. To do that, we're simply going to click on this pencil icon, or we can click anywhere over here. Now it's going to open up this text area and we can insert our text. All right, we added some text. Now we can also add media files by clicking on this button. We can also allow HTML code if we enable this. But we're not going to add any media. We want to keep this as simple as possible. So after that, we are going to click on Update Answer. Now this will add the option to our question. Now we want to actually insert another option. To do that, we're simply going to click on New Answer. And here we are going to add another option. Great. Now we're going to click on Add Answer. And now we have two options. Now, using this same method, we are going to add two more options. Great. Now we have four options to our question. Notice that you can also drag and drop these anywhere you like. So you can reorganize their order in any way you wish. After this, we actually have to select which is the correct answer. So LearnDash will have the ability to judge which is the correct answer. This is our correct answer. He has a book. This is grammatically correct. All other three are incorrect. So we're going to select this one. Now, when students see this question in the front end, they're going to see these options and they will have to choose the correct answer. We will also take this quiz as a student so you can see from a student's perspective how this question looks like. Okay, so that is our single choice question. Also, you can award points to the students if they answer this correctly. So if we click over here, we can say students will get 1 point if they answer it correctly. Down here in the question settings, if we click over here, you can see there are two options: message for correct answer, message for incorrect answer. Although these are optional, but still this is a good way to communicate with your students. For this particular question, we are going to add a message. We added some messages over here. So if students answers this question correctly, so if they choose this answer, it's going to display you're correct. The sentence, he has a book, is grammatically correct. But if students choose any other options instead of this one, it will display incorrect answer. You can retake the lessons to improve your knowledge. Now, we can also provide a solution hint if we want. If we enable this, you can add a solution hint. Also, you can award different points for each answer. So if you want different points to be awarded to the students for each answer, you can select this one. But we're not going to use this method for this question type. We will look at how this works in another question type. So we're going to disable it and click on Save. So that was our single choice question. Now, to make things simple, what we're going to do is rename this question into the question type that we used. So we're going to name it single choice. Now we're going to fold this up and we're going to add a new question. And now we're going to call it multiple choice. From this drop-down, we're going to expand it. And as you have guessed, we're going to choose the multiple choice question type. Now, the multiple choice question type is basically like the single choice, but here there can be multiple answers to the question. So let's go ahead and add a question, and we're going to also add the answers so that you can understand how this question works. So we added a question: which of the following are synonyms of the word happy? Sad, joyful, elated, or angry? In here you can already understand that these two options are correct and the other two are incorrect. So we can award one more point to the students if they answer this correctly. So that was our multiple choice question. Now for this question, we're not going to add the messages for correct answer and incorrect answer. So let's just disable this. We're going to click on Cancel. Great. Now we're going to fold this up and we're going to create another question over here. And now we're going to enter a question title. Great. This is the free choice question. Now we're going to click on this drop down, and from this drop down, we're going to select the free choice. Now in the free choice question type, you'll be able to ask a question and students will be given an input box to add their answers. And there can be multiple answers to that question. So let me add a question so that you can understand. So I added the question, he blank to school every day. As you can understand, this question can have multiple correct answers. So for that, we can also enter some answers. So I'm going to click over here, and here you can see when we clicked on the option, an input box was added. And this is quite different from the single choice and multiple choice. So here a message is being displayed. So let's read what it says. Correct answers, 1 per line. Answers will be converted to lowercase. If mood different points for each answer is activated, you can assign points to each answer using the vertical bar or pipe symbol. Example, 1 vertical bar 15. The default point value is 1. So you probably understood what this means, but in case you didn't, I will guide you through it, don't worry. So we'll add our first correct answer, walks. So this is a correct answer. Now to add a different answer, what you're going to do is hit enter on keyboard and we'll have to write another answer. Drives. So this is also a correct answer. And we're going to hit enter and add another option. So these are the correct answers. So students can write either walks, drives, or runs here and it will be considered as the correct answer. But if students write something different other than these three, this question will be considered incorrect. So make sure when you are adding the free choice question, you're including all the possible correct answers. Alright? And you have to add each of these answers 1 per line. Alright? There's another thing. If different points for each answer is activated, you can assign points to each answer using this symbol. So how does this work? So let me first click on update answer and we're going to click on question settings and we are going to enable this different points for each answers. Okay, now we're going to click on save and now we can add different points for each answer. So let's go ahead and do it. So for this one, we are going to enter this symbol and we're going to add 5 points. And for this answer, we're going to add 10 points. And for this answer, we are going to add 15 points. So now we can click on update answer. Now these answers have different points. Now we will take a look at how this looks like in the front end later on. Now we're going to close this up and here we're going to add a new question and we're going to call it sorting choice and we're going to click on add question and then we're going to expand it. Now in the sorting choice question type, the user or the student will be provided with multiple options. What they have to do is arrange those options in a correct order. Now let me add a question so that you can understand how this looks like. So first we are going to choose the sorting choice from here. Now we're going to add a question. Alright, now here it says please sort the answers in the right order with the move button. The answers will be displayed randomly. So first we're going to add our option just by clicking over here and adding an option. Okay, so this is our option. We're going to add 4 more of these. Alright, so this is our answer. The cat sat on mat. As you can see, there is also an order. It says correct first, correct second, correct third, correct fourth, correct fifth. So it will detect the order in which you have placed the options in. In the front end, all of these will be scrambled and students will have to arrange this in the correct sequence or in the correct order. Now we're going to award 2 points for this question. And that was the sorting choice question type. Now we're going to click on new question and we're going to call it matrix sorting. Now we're going to expand this and from the drop down we're going to select the matrix sorting. Now the matrix sorting is an interesting question type. In this question type, the students will be provided with some text or some images and they will have to match the correct answer that goes with that image or that text. So let me add a question so you can understand how this works. So for this, we're going to actually include media files so you can understand how the media files work. We're going to first add the question. Name the colors you see. And here we're going to click on this, click here to edit the matrix. Now from here you can see there are 2 text boxes. So you have the chance to enter some text or images in this one box and you can add some text to this box. So the question that we are trying to create here is that students will see the colors on one side and the names of the color will be given on top. So they will have to match the names of the colors. So from here we're going to click on add media and we're going to upload some files from our computer. Alright, so we added some colors. We added green, pink and yellow. So we're going to select it. Great, the image has been added and the correct answer will be green. In this way, we're going to click on update answer. And now you can see the green color is over here and the correct answer is green. Now we're going to click on new answer. And here you can see there's a criterion and sort element. Now this looks kind of different with the option that we saw before. So if this happens and you cannot insert image, what you can simply do is add something over here, such as pink, and we'll call it P. Now we're going to add answer. and that's already been added. Now we're simply going to click over here, and now we have the option to add the media. So now we're going to delete this and add media and choose the pink color. And we're going to write pink. Update answer. Now the same for the next option. We're going to call it yellow. We're going to call it Y and add answer. Then we can click on edit, delete this Y, and add a media. Now we're going to click on the update answer, and that's our matrix sorting question type. Now we are going to award 2 points to the student for correct answer. Now we're going to fold this up and create a new question, and this time we're going to look at the fill in the blank question. Now we're going to expand this, and from the drop down we're going to choose the fill in the blank question type. And you already know how this works. The students will be given a sentence, and in that sentence there will be a blank or a gap that the students must fill with the correct word or the correct answer. So let's go ahead and add in our question so you can understand. So in the question we will say fill in the blank with the correct answer. And now in the answer, if we click on it over here, we will be given a text area where we can add our real question. Now on the right hand side, you can see that there are some texts to help you out. So it's saying use this 2 brackets to mark a gap and correct answer. So if you write I play soccer and the play will be in the second brackets, this word will not be displayed. Instead of this word, a blank will appear and the students will have to fill that gap with the correct word. Now, if you have multiple correct answers, what you can do is within the second brackets, you can add your options. And if different points for each answer is activated, you can add this vertical bar or pipe symbol and add the point for each answer. Now we are going to only create a simple fill in the blanks question. Okay, so this is our question. Now if we click on update answer, this is what we get. Great, so that is the fill in the blank question type. Now we're going to close this up and create a new question. And now we're going to look at the assessment question type. Now we're going to expand this, and from the drop down we're going to choose the assessment. Now the assessment question type utilizes the Likert scale. So this is perfect if you want to ask the user to rate something. Now ideally you don't see this question in many places, but we're still going to see how this works. So let's first add a question. Importance of vocabulary to communicate effectively. Now we're going to click on save. And in the answers, what we're going to write, first we're going to click over here, and on the right hand side you can see there's some example to make you understand how this works. So use the second brackets to mark an assessment. So less true. In the second bracket, there are 5 options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. More true. So if students selects 1, it will be less true. If students selects 5, it will be more true. And each of these have increasing points. So 1 is for 1 point, 2 is for 2 points, 3 is for 3 points, and you get the idea. So let's add our assessment. Okay, so this is our assessment. Disagree, not sure, or agree. All right, now we're going to click on update answer. So if students select disagree, they will still be awarded with 1 point. If they select not sure, they will be awarded with 2 points. And if they select agree, they will be awarded with 3 points. Now this question might not be ideal for our course, but still I'm showing you this just so you can understand how the assessment question type works. Now moving on, we are going to create a new question, and this is the essay or open answer question. So we're going to write essay, add question, and over here we're going to expand this and select the essay open answer question type. Here we're simply going to add a question. So the way this works is that you'll add a question and students will have a text area or a text box where they can add their answers. We're going to add a question. So we are saying write a paragraph of 100 words on your hobby. So you can already see it says what should happen on quiz submission, text entry, not graded, no points awarded. So if we click on over here, you can see answer format. You can allow students to answer texts, or you can allow students to upload their file. So they can write their paragraph or their answer in another document or a PDF file, and they can upload the file. Or you can allow them to write the text right in LearnDash's UI. And what should happen on quiz submission? Now, since there's no way of telling LearnDash which is the correct answer, I think it's best if we set it to not graded, no points awarded. But if you have any other requirements, you can select these options: not graded, full points awarded; graded, full points awarded. So we're going to click on not graded, no points awarded, and let the instructor look at this paragraph and they can make a decision if this answer is correct or not. Now we're going to click on update answer, and that was the essay question type. Now we can add 5 points to this question, and now we are going to click on save to save our questions. Now when you're creating questions, it's a good idea to frequently save your changes so that you do not lose your progress, okay? So that was our quiz, and now you know how to create quizzes in LearnDash, and you have seen how each of these quiz types or quiz categories work. Now after that, we can also click on the settings tab and check out some quiz settings. The first option is associated course. So it's for this specific course, Improve Your English. You can choose which course you want to associate this quiz with from here. But since we are adding it through the course builder, we don't need to actually select the associated course, all right? So you can also choose the associated lesson. And here is the content drip system for the quiz. So when you want this quiz to be released, so you can select immediately. So this quiz is made available on course enrollment. You can also make this for enrollment based. So if we select it, the quiz will be available X days after course enrollment. So after students enroll to the course, you can give them 2 days or 3 days or even 5 days. So after 5 days, this quiz will be available. And again, you can choose a specific date. So in this case, you can add a date and time when this quiz will be available. So we're going to choose the immediately, and this quiz is made available on course enrollment. Okay. Now in the external quiz, it's quite interesting. You can actually choose where this quiz will take place. So if we enable this, you can see there are various options over here. You can make this virtual, so this quiz takes place in a virtual settings, example Zoom, or you can make this question available in person, so this quiz takes place in person, all right? And again, you can also select the attendance requirement. You can choose either yes or no. So if you select yes, students will have to complete this course in order to move on to continue. So if we read over here, it says if attendance is required, the students will not be able to continue in the course until they have been marked by an admin or group leader that they have attended the virtual or in-person quiz. And if no is selected, you can understand what will happen. So they don't need to be marked by the admin or group leader in order to continue. Okay. Now, we're going to disable this external quiz types because we want to make this simple. And if you want, you can also add quiz prerequisites. So if students need to complete any other quiz in order to take this quiz, you can select it from here. And you can also select this allowed users. Only registered users can take this quiz. So if you want only registered users to take this quiz, you can enable this. If it's deselected, unregistered users will also be able to take this quiz. Next, if we look at the progression and restriction settings, here you can set the passing score. So currently by default, it's set to 80%. You can also choose a quiz certificate. So if you have created a special certificate for this quiz, you can select it from here. So students will get that certificate when they pass this quiz. You can enable quiz savings. So if this is enabled, what will happen is students will have their progress or data saved and they can return to this quiz in a later time. So for example, students out of 8 questions, students have already answered 3 questions or 2 questions. Now, if they close their browser or if they log out or sign out of their account and return to it at a later time, they will be able to continue from where they have left off. So this could be a really good feature. In this case, you can choose time or the interval at which these quiz data will be saved to the server. So by default, 20 is selected. So in every 20 seconds, the quiz data will be saved to the server. The next option is restrict quiz retakes. So you can limit the amount of retakes or retries students are allowed for this quiz. Here you can add a number of retries allowed. Currently 0 is selected. So if we select 2, what will happen is students will be able to retry this quiz 2 times. And you can also choose to which users retries is applied to. And there's also the option to reset the user identification. If we click over here, it says anonymous visitors only. So you can reset the user identification of anonymous users. Now the question completion, all questions require to be complete. So if you enable this, students have to answer all the questions. They cannot skip it. And if you want, you can also add a time limit. So you can say students will have 5 minutes and 30 seconds to answer this question, but we're not going to have the time limit activated, just to keep this simple. Now in the display and content options, you can include quiz materials So if we enable this, you can display the quiz materials over here. Now, if we read over here, it says any content added below is displayed on the quiz page. So these will be displayed on the quiz page as well. The next option is auto start. So if you want this question to start automatically without the start quiz button, you can enable this and students won't have to click on the start quiz button to take this quiz. Now you can also choose how these questions will be displayed. Currently the one question at a time is selected. You can also select all questions at once or paginated. So in that case, all questions will be displayed at a time or in a paginated sequence. So students will have to turn from page to page in order to answer the questions. You can also display back button. You can also display results after each submitted answer. So if you want students to see if the answer is correct or not, you can select this. So I think this will be a good idea. We're going to keep this selected. Question overview table. So we can add a question overview table. An overview table will be shown for all questions. This will show us quiz summary. And the next option is skip questions. So students will be able to skip questions. We don't want that option right now. We just want the quiz summary. And there are more options such as custom question ordering. You can enable this and you can sort by category. You can randomize the quiz order from here with this, okay? Again, in the additional question options, you can enable this and you can customize more question options such as point value, question category, question positioning, question numbering, number answers, and randomize answers. And finally, in the quiz title, only the quiz post title is shown. So if we select over here, it says the second quiz title will be displayed on the quiz post. This option is recommended if displaying quizzes via shortcode. So if you're displaying quizzes via shortcode, this is recommended. Now, if we look down over here, results page display, here is the result message. If you want, you can add a result message over here. And in the restart quiz button, you can enable that so students can restart the quiz. And if you don't want to allow any retakes, you can disable this. But we're going to enable this. Custom results display, enable items you wish to display on the result page. So if we disable this, all of these will be gone. But if we enable it, we can actually add average score, category score, overall score, number of correct answers, all will be displayed. I think this is a good option to show. So we're going to have this enabled. And the custom answers feedback, these are already enabled because we added some messages for the correct answer and incorrect answers. And we can also enable the view questions button. So we're going to see how this looks like in the front end in just a few seconds. Next, if we scroll down over here, the administrative and data handling settings, here you can add custom fields, leaderboards. So if you want, you can add a leaderboard over here. And there are various ways to customize this leaderboard. So we're not going to go through the leaderboard at this time. You can add quiz statistics, front-end profile display, statistics IP lock, email notification. You can add quiz templates. You can add this quiz as a template, or you can create a new template if you want. And in the advanced settings, we can see the browser cookie answer protection and associated settings. So we're not going to go through these, but you can explore if you want. Finally, in the LearnDash course grid settings, here you can add a short description for your quiz. You can add a duration for your quiz. If you want to enable a video preview for your quiz, so if you enable this, you can add a video URL or embedded code over here. So a video for this quiz will be added. And again, you can add a custom button text and a custom ribbon text over here. Now, with that taken care of, we can save our quiz. Now, with our course created and saved, we're going to go back to our WordPress admin dashboard and go to the courses section. And here in the courses, you can see it's already in draft. We're going to click on Builder. And with all of that, we now are ready to publish our course. We're going to click on Settings and make this course free. So let's click on Publish. All right, this course has been published. Now let's click on View Course. All right, so this is our course. Now if we scroll down over here, we have one quiz. So let's click on over here. And now let's click on Start Quiz. And this is our question. So we have 8 of these questions. We can also see there are some boxes over here. These tell you the status of the question. So let's go ahead and take the quiz. Which sentence is grammatically correct? He has a book. So this is the correct one. Now we're going to click on check. And this is the correct answer. And you can see that our message is displaying over here. You're correct. The sentence he has a book is grammatically correct. Now we're going to click on the next button. And this is the multiple choice question. Which of the following are synonyms of the word happy? So joyful and elated. Now we're going to click on check. Great, these are correct. Now we are going to click on next. This is the free choice question. Now we are going to write walks as this is the correct answer. Now we're going to click on check. And this is correct. And it also shows the correct answers. It would have accepted drives and runs as well. I'm going to click on next. Now we have to arrange the following words to form a correct sentence. And now this is the sorting question that we saw. And you can see that all of these options are now scrambled. And now we must reassemble this in the correct order. So the correct order is the cat sat on mat. So this is the correct order. Now let's click on check. And we can see this is the correct answer. Great. Now we're going to click on next. And this is the matrix sorting. You can see that these are the colors that we are seeing. Now we added this color to make this question more fun. Now let's see how we can answer this. We simply have to drag and drop it in the correct box. Great. Now we're going to click on check. And this is the correct answer. You can see. Now we're going to click on next. Now this is the fill in the blanks question. A question fill in the blank with the correct answer. David is learning to play. We are going to write the as this is the correct answer. Now we're going to click on check. And this is the correct answer. Now click on next. Importance of vocabulary to communicate effectively. We're going to agree. Now click on check. Correct. So that was the assessment question type. Now we're going to click on next. And now it's asking us to write a paragraph of 100 words on your hobby. Down here we see this response will be reviewed and graded after submission. So we are going to add some lorem ipsum text over here. Okay, so we added our text. Now we're going to click on check. Grading can be reviewed and adjusted. So currently it considers this as incorrect, but after the instructor takes a look at this answer and grades it, it will be graded. Now we can click on the quiz summary. This is our quiz summary, 8 of 8 questions completed, and these were the questions, only one incorrect. Now let's click on finish quiz. And it says earned points 15 of 30, 50%, 1 essays pending, possible point 5. Now we can click on view questions. We can view all the questions over here. And now let's see how the assessment question will look like in the instructor's perspective. We're going to go back to the dashboard. Now back in the dashboard, we're going to go to LearnDash LMS and click on quizzes. And from here, we're going to click on submitted essays. And here we can take a look at the essay. Now we can edit it or we can just view it. So let's click on view. And we can take a look at this from here. Now this is where the instructors can take a look at the essay answer. And if they think this is okay, what we can do is go back to the dashboard, go back to quizzes, then click on submitted essays. And from here we can award 5 points. And now we can approve, and you can see it's graded. Now that is how you can create quizzes in LearnDash LMS. Now we hope that you found this video helpful, and if you want to get LearnDash, you can check our video description for a link. So thank you for watching. See you next time.